Welcome back everywhere to this two-game series between Garuda Infinity and Il Vincitore. It is Join Dota League season number 5, of course, the group stage. We're HeflaTV, I'm Coucher, once again joined by Mr. Blackadder, and do you think the second game will be just as action-packed, and are we gonna have another tie on our hands?
I'm thinking we're going to see an action-packed game. However, I'm expecting Il Vincitore to ban either a Vengeful Spirit or a Drow. We saw how powerful that combination is. You cannot just leave it. It just does not work. You can't play against it that easily unless you have a good way of getting in the enemy's face.
I think they didn't like counter draft the draw enough considering how early it was picked up. Usually you see like maybe a Phantom Assassin even as a core, maybe a Slark, although I think Slark was banned out in the first phase even by Garuda
Yes, it
themselves.
was. It was immediately banned. That's actually was a really good prediction by them if they were going to go with that kind of opening. But this game seems to be a different beast entirely. I mean, look at the bans. Ancient Apparition, Tidehunter, Brewmaster, and something by El Vincitore. I mean, do you ban the Jug here? Surely you ban the Jug.
I would think so. I mean, Juggernaut, it's become a little bit less popular than it was during like its boom phase, but it's definitely strong enough. You just have the built-in magic immunity. It's so hard to deal with, and like, how do you approach a game when you're up against a Juggernaut? Especially if there's a lot of magical damages at the same time as well for the team. It's just like you need to go for BKB, but Omni Slash wrecks you anyway. So it's really hard to itemize as well going up against the Juggernaut, and it just takes so much to deal with that. But Garuda, a first pick Morphling now. I mean, what can I say? I mean, first game they went for a really early Draw Ranger, now it's first pick Morphling.
It's an odd one, considering Jug got through, got ignored for the first pick, which surprises me. This opens up for the Troll Wall an opportunity for El Vincitore if they want it, or the Juggernaut. Thing about the Morphling here is, this isn't cut and dry anymore. This isn't standard for a carrying Morphling. We can get a support Morphling. We have seen how powerful it is. It's a 4.25 second stun. He has good mobility with waveform. He can do some okay burst damage as a support. But we get a Shadow Shaman, a Rasta! First pick for El Vincitore. Did I just fall through a void in the world back to TI2?
I think you didn't through a void back in time, but into a completely like parallel universe or something, because this I don't think has ever been seen with such combinations. At least like, I mean, Morphling Troll for one, Shadow Shaman Bristle for the other. Bristleback is a nice frontliner if you want to go for like any kind of pushing strategy, but Juggernaut, for example, completely ignored at the moment. So is the Lion. Okay, at least both teams are showing us that they can definitely swap things out if need be. For Garuda, I wouldn't completely just nullify the possibility of there being a Draw Ranger still coming out for them. They might run like a Draw mid, possibly maybe Draw safe lane, although I highly doubt that's gonna happen, but it might be like a Troll Warlord aggressive try and still go for a Draw. We'll see. I mean, I have no idea what to expect with such first picks.
Yeah, first picks and second bans, I'll point this out. Abaddon banned, Omni Knight banned. These are support heroes that do a lot of healing. Surely you could just pick, say, a Necrophos if you wanted to go with that route, but they're banning out tankier supports, melee supports, however. It's a really odd one. I haven't seen a draft like this in a long, long time. We get the Vengeful Spirit ban coming out of Il Vincitore, no surprises. But now they've got a Shadow Shaman, a Bristleback. I've got Lockdown and Channeled Lockdown plus Bristleback's damage. Is this an offlane Bristleback or a carry Bristleback? It's questions we need answers to, considering with a Rasta, you really want to have a support that can do some good damage to combo with it. I mean, right now, you've got Aethershock and Hex, sure, or if you go for the full control route, you've got the Hex and the Shackles. But you would normally pair this with usually a Vengeful Spirit, banned out in this case, or what else could you go with here? Support that can do a good amount of damage.
Lion?
Lion would work. A support Alchemist could work. These are
Even a
some
Skywrath wouldn't be too
ones.
bad. It's just
No, Skywrath wouldn't actually.
any kind of burst damage is going to be excellent against Morphling. Ancient Seal also a pretty decent way to deal with the Morphling. I think I would maybe prefer that Lion a tad bit more, Double Hex from the Shadow Shaman and the Lion is going to be so scary, or would be so scary for now though. Picking up a Queen of Pain instead. So Garuda themselves can go for either of the supports. I mean, any kind of just mobility heroes. It's so good to shut them down with the Lion, to be honest.
Yeah, although at this point I would not be averse to seeing a Puck instead. Go with the Puck, because then you can silence the Shadow Shaman with a good length channel on that silence. You can get in the face of the Queen of Pain, and of course Queen of Pain Puck is one of the traditional matchups. Does make a lot of sense. The other thing here is, where is this Queen of Pain going to go? Because that Puck that I said about is the assumption that the Queen is mid. Queen can offlane, Bristleback can carry. Mid is still up in the air. You see my dilemma here. The flexibility of Vincitore's lanes make it hard to predict what's going on.
I think, if however possible, every drafter should be looking towards such a draft halfway through. I mean, like, if you can make your enemy guess, maybe they're going to waste a couple of bans, maybe they're going to make wrong decisions about their own picks and how the laning is going to be, and suddenly you might be looking at just a huge laning advantage for yourself. But one thing I have to say, I didn't check it out for game number 1, but was the standing Pittsburgh drafting for Vincitore then as well?
I actually cannot
I'm
remember.
gonna recheck it. Thank God for votes.
Yeah, it's the benefit, I suppose. But if this drafter is the same, then
Oh no, it was the JJ last time around, so
okay.
that
Okay, so let's switch
this
drafter.
might
Explain a few
yes.
things. I see some problems with the draft. Mainly one is the Shadow Shaman. Raster isn't picked up for good reason. His best CC is channeled. Sure, you got the instant hex, but why would you go for a Shadow Shaman when Lion is an option? Instant hex and a stun that does good damage, instead of an instant hex and a channeled stun. It's an odd one, but right now, for Garuda, considering it's their pick, they're well into their reserve time, I would not be averse to a Rubik for them. Consider what he can steal. Shackles is an easy steal, as I said in game 1, any channel. He could steal wards, Aftershock, Hex, better yet, and get the mobility going, get in the enemy's face. It's the thing with a Rubik, it's a flexible hero, and it all depends on what you can steal. It's a reason he's my favorite hero in the entire game.
Lion.
And there's the Lion instead.
After long minutes of consideration, going to be the Lion. So Garuda, there, I can't say that Vincitore's lineup is like massively out of the ordinary or anything like that. I mean, Shadow Shaman, maybe not as popular at the moment, but used to be like the go-to support a year ago by now, almost, maybe a little bit less. Let's say like at the end of spring and start of summer, something like that.
There was more of a reason why that was the case, though.
There
Shadow
was.
Shaman had really good split push. The wards, yes, in the whole... This game is all about pushing. That's what it was in 6.82. This is 6.83 now. It's a completely different beast.
I think Shadow Shaman at the moment, to be honest, is a little bit underplayed still. I think it has a spot somewhere there. Maybe not like every game, it's not going to be the go-to support, but I'd like to see it picked up a little bit more often even so. Still, Vincitore, they themselves, 10 seconds of reserve time only left. Secondary support, they need to pick up anything at all. I guess you mentioned the Rubik might not have been too horrible. Dazzle though, definitely also fits their lineup. More minus armor to come from the Weave, making the Bristleback even tankier, of course, with his own plus armor. And any kind of armor is going to be nice, considering they're going up against a Battle Trance.
Now we get an axe, however, for Garuda, and this could cause a lot of problems for Vincitore. All it takes is an axe to get an early blink, assuming boots don't get stolen. Shades of game 1. And then you just get on top of the Dazzle, the Queen of Pain. You can cause them so many problems. I mean, same for the Shadow Shaman. You blink onto these squishier supports with an axe, they're going to die. That's just the way this game works. Now, well, going into the last ban phase, for Vincitore, considering what they're against, what do they ban? Do they ban a support? No, they ban the offlane. So they're thinking that this is a Morphling support, and I don't blame them. However, we get a Spirit Breaker ban by Garuda. Well, that's an unorthodox ban. Hell, all of their bans are near enough unorthodox. And the Doom for the final pick. Oh, hello. Been a while since we've seen a Doom, hasn't it, Gauja?
It has been some time indeed, and probably for good reason as well. Maybe this time around, Garuda, they don't have like a massive pushing lineup. With the Battle Trance, you can still push reasonably fast, yes. But Doom is really weakest up against like any kind of push, because that super early on is not that great for fighting. But Doom, in shutting down the Morphling, excellent hero. The thing is with Morphling though, he might still be able to survive just because when he gets the Strength Morph activated before getting doomed, you will still get extra health. And that may allow her to just run away. Because Il Vincitore, they don't have the greatest amount of lockdown. I mean, Shadow Shaman is awesome, yes, but that's only one hero. Other than that, it's Poison Touch, Shadow Strike, as well as the Goo from the Bristleback. They're slows, not direct stuns or anything, and Garuda. Last pick, Phoenix. I guess maybe you can go for like an Aghanim Scepter this game, pull somebody in, and make it so that whoever is doomed will just come out. No damage done to them at all.
It's possible, but I'm looking at this and I'm considering what their lanes are going to be. Because, okay, I look at this and I think,
Phoenix
okay,
offlane, I think.
Phoenix offlane, but look at the players playing which heroes. You got Liberty Fatale. He was their mid last time round. Speaker was their support last time round. Greymon was the Spirit Breaker. They're flexible players, sure, but I'm wondering if the players are representative of their lanes, like some teams.
This might be that Morphling support you're
Yeah,
just pointing
I
out.
figure it was Morphling support, considering their draft. But then they're putting a lot of eggs onto Vans. I mean, Vans is going to have to perform, but I suppose let's get the formalities out of the way before I over-theorize.
How can I not bet on a support Morphling? Of course, that would be like the worst thing to do theoretically, but support Morphling is legit. I think even in the All-Star match for the Dota 2 Asia Championship, Poppy at one point in the ARDM had a Morphling. He did so much.
Yeah, support Morphling is powerful.
I'm going to go with Garuda, especially because they just performed that well in game number 1.
I'm going to put my bet on Garuda as well. We could end up both losing, so we'll see. But
At least the end outcome will be me winning this series.
Grumble, grumble. As it stands, for Il Vincitore, we've got Anxiety on the Queen of Pain. We have JJ standing in on that Shadow Shaman, the unorthodox one himself. We've got Batu on the Dazzle. We have Mong on the Bristleback. And finally, rounding out the team, we've got Fitzberg handling the mid lane Doom.
I think he was blocking for the Queen of Pain probably, and now heading towards the offlane. Maybe the creep in the jungle before. As he's gonna find out Greymon. Greymon throws in a right click, that's about it. And Fitzberg now he's like, oh, the creeps are spawning, I'm gonna go into my own jungle anyway. So it's not gonna like matter anything to the Doombringer. Loses a little bit of HP, doesn't care that much. Oh, what a creep to get as well. If the Lion had not been there, this Doombringer would have just gone top lane. Never mind, there would have been a Satyr there as well in the side camp. It's
It's Satyrs all the way down.
a good day for a Doombringer.
Yeah,
That's like the best creep to get early on, to be honest, almost.
Yeah, good health regeneration, a good use effect, of course. But now, well, Vans could be going very aggressive. He's looking to throw some damage on Anxiety. I suppose this is one of the powers of the Troll. You can be aggressive and in the face of the enemy all the time.
Probably, though, I think Queen of Pain should still have the upper hand in that lane, right? Or
You would think. Queen of Pain should have the upper hand. She's the most mobile hero with a blink, considering. But it also depends sort of on her build. And we're seeing 1-1-1. I'm expecting more points in Scream of Pain, and I'm hoping for a second point in Blink. Otherwise, she could get caught out. I mean, the second point reduces the cooldown by 3 seconds, sure, but that does help you dodge the ranged axes.
oh man, it's at the moment really surprising that Anxiety only has 2 last hits. I mean, it's not like she has bad damage. Queen of Pain also has a pretty nice attack animation, to be honest. And now Vans will come in once again with the Whirling Axis. Does get Shadow Strike in the face for it. But, I mean, Troll 8-0 compared to 4-0. For Queen of Pain, as he gets more points into Scream of Pain, will pick up the pace. As in the meantime, Lion stacking up the jungle. So they might be stacking up the jungle a hell of a lot. Have Axe finish up Tranquil Boots, which, well, he already has 2 minutes in. Okay then, that's fine. But it just, Axe leaves into the jungle from some point onwards. Leave a support to farm the lane. Maybe Lion get at fast level 6 with maybe a fast blink as well. I always like when you have a core who can just also jungle after a couple of levels and just free up the supports to get some farm. Mid lane though, Vance. Oh, long shackles come out. Although there is going to be a Hex to stop it. Greymon is level 1 and I think this is going to be first blood the other way around, or is it? Shock? Not quite, although Anxiety might get himself a double kill if he plays it correctly. Does get 1, but it's going to get bashed. Oh, 2 for 1, G8. Get the upper hand here.
That's quite the opening for G8 if they can just keep the Queen of Pain down like that. I mean, Queen can do a good amount of burst damage when she gets levels, but if you just kill her off early game, then you're going to be in a much better position. And Barnes will just use this bit of time to continue CSing. I believe he has a bottle coming out to him now. Yes, he does. So he's going to be more than well enough and safe, at least you would hope. Anxiety could look for the quick play, but no, Vans is already bottling up. He should be completely safe. Top lane, however, Fitzberg has shown his face on lane finally. I'm wondering how effective this is actually going to be.
I mean, even a Tide Hunter cannot handle an axe on the lane, especially if it's the dire safe lane on the axe. So, Doombreaker, he came up there, looked at the axe once, and backed the hell out.
Yeah.
He needed the visual confirmation.
I suppose that's one way to put it. But this is something that actually Grumpy brought up. What's your opinion on the Dazzle when there's the axe in the game?
Well, I do believe Dazzle was picked just before the axe, so it was more so that not banning the axe while going for the Dazzle. Maybe they didn't expect to go for the Dazzle themselves. Mid lane though, Vaughn's in a lot of trouble. There's gonna be Shackle as well, never mind, just another shock, easy kills. So they get some revenge on Troll, but it's definitely always scary, especially now that Axe is one of the most popular heroes in the game. And picking up a Dazzle while Axe is still in the pool may end up a slight of a mistake. I mean, to be honest, I've even seen like Broodmother picked while the Axe is already on the enemy side. So sometimes people like to go a little bit suicidal, and Dazzle, he can do a hell of a lot even without that shallow grave, to be honest. It might still be fine, but it's just the Axe. It was such a logical pick after the Dazzle came out.
Yeah, it does make a lot of sense. Part of me wonders how this game is going to evolve in respects of that axe. I mean, he's already got 1,000 gold. He's got his Tranquil Boots, and they've not been stolen. So
that's a good sign already.
Yeah, we're looking for an early blink. Early blink could do a lot of work here. While you consider the early blink for the axe, look how well the Phoenix is doing, considering the level of harassment he's putting out.
It's absolutely just ridiculous to be honest how well he's doing in it, and he hasn't even gone for a magic stick. Yes, you don't need that much mana as a Phoenix, but I would still have the magic stick just to make sure you get a little health back. It might be
considering as a bristleback.
You know.
Considering the bristleback, certainly a magic stick you would consider, but considering
Phoenix,
the
I think he's gonna die here.
Yeah, there's the shackles. Bristleback should be able to come in now, but the shackles won't last long enough, and he's just going to Icarus dive away.
Oh, there's no point into Hex either for Shadow Shaman yet.
Yeah, I generally prefer to see a point in Hex on most heroes at the lower levels.
Well,
but
Shadow Shaman's is pretty low.
Shadow Shaman's is a 1.25 second duration instead of Lion's, which is a 2.5 second at level 1. Whereas Shackles is, what, a 2.75 duration channel at level 1.
I mean, I still think like a 1-1-1 build might have been a little bit better. It's not like you're gonna, or at least not too often, you're gonna, oh, Shadow Shaman, he tried to go for Wands again, this time around Wands, having the Berserker's Rage on melee form. Does be, or is a little bit faster, so he's gonna make it out this time around. Phoenix continues to have a great time, but the point I was making is that Ether Shock, you're not gonna look for multiple targets this early on anyway most of the time. So just a single target Ether Shock would be fine. The damage, I mean 60 increase is decent.
The variety. That axe is in a bad way. A couple of cleaves from that Doom could actually finish him off, or a level death, but in comes the stun from the Lion. We have the follow-up of Queen of Pain. She's trying to come in from the side. If she blinks across the top, yep, she'll find him. There's the Scream. That's one easy kill for the Queen, and an Ether Shock to clean up the Lion. That's a very big set of kills for IVE.
That's absolutely mammoth for them. I mean, Axe, he's just sitting on so much gold. At least Troll Warlord is trying to put some pressure on the tier 1, but further level 1, not that scary quite yet. So IVE doing pretty fine for themselves. I mean, Phoenix, although he hasn't died, it's not like he has a massive amount of farm, 11 last hits at the moment. Doombringer also has 11, but he has Devour. That's always gonna just mean for a little bit more. But this Doombringer going for a straight out mech, what do you think of that one?
I like the mech on Doom, in all honesty. He can get into a fight and use the mech. Sure, he doesn't have the best mana pool, but that can be addressed. If he's going to be playing the utility Doom, though, Arcane's going to go amiss, because then he can just go Arcanes, build towards a Shiva's, patch his armor hole, and just go aggressive along that line. You can do a lot of Doom as a support.
Well, mid lane again, Shadow Shaman. This time around, he has the Hex Shackles to follow as well. Anxiety does come in, Shadow Strike Wands. He's trying to turn things around, create the mischance with the Whirling Axes. But, oh, JJ does lose his life in the end. Somehow, died to the Troll Warlord as the Troll died himself. So at least he gets one in return, but it's still a support for a core, and keeping the Troll Warlord somewhat under check is always going to be nice for Ivy. But Axe, he's so damn close to the blink. Although it's not going to be as fast as it possibly could have been without the death, he's still going to have it like 9 minutes in.
Yeah, and once this Blink Dagger comes online, we're just looking for action for the axe. And
this axe
Liberty
might die,
get... Oh, his boots are on the floor as well. We've seen what happens when this goes on. He's going to fully clear the camp. Picks up his boots, so that's one good thing. But now Fitzberg going to come in with that Queen of Pain. Well, there's more than enough damage. That's going
He
to
managed
easily
to
finish off.
purchase the Blink Dagger just before death as well.
Oh, that's a big thing. But now in comes Vance. The Doom throws it out onto Vance, but it's going to be an easy finish. At least one more right click. The Phoenix will actually clean up the Doom. Now in comes the Lion. Going to stun out Anxiety. But now the Queen of Pain in a lot of trouble. jDL5 comes in with that Hex to try to bring down Deja Vu. One more right click will do it. Brought down by the Queen of Pain. Mega kill spree for Anxiety. Now he could go for Greymon. If they can bring down the Lion as well, this is a perfect fight near enough for IV. But they need to keep the aggression up. And they have more than enough mana still. That's going to be an easy kill. Double kill for Anxiety. And I believe that was 4 kills total over that long drawn-out team fight in favour of Vincitore.
Man, this axe had a pretty good start, but at the moment 3.5k net worth compared to a 5.5 on Anxiety, 7-1-0 on the Queen of Pain. God, definitely momentum-based hero, already level 11, 9 minutes in. That's just ridiculous to be honest, 2.4k in the bank. If she went for a super early Aghanim Scepter, she would just be blowing up people every 40 seconds more or less. Man.
Yeah, every 40 seconds someone will die if you go with that route, but is that the route you want to go?
Also in the last fight, it was just Phoenix. If he only had the Supernova, things could have been so different, but he was lacking a little bit of mana for it. After the Magic Stick charges had, I think, 175 mana, needed the 200. So a little bit unfortunate for them. This time around, Ivy off to a great start. Monk though, his man fighting Phoenix. Phoenix though, he's going to go for the Icarus dive. Supernova waiting for it. The last second and Monk cannot keep on fighting. I think he's going to still survive though, maybe. Yeah, Fire Spirits do expire. So Supernova used. Another Icarus dive. Blink Berserker Skull was also there, but back off now. Back off while you still can axe. Either shock does come out, but the Shackles or the Hex wasn't fast enough.
And while all of that goes on, Queen of Pain looking for that kill on the top lane, and we are going to be going for the Aghanims route, but part of me wants to say in this game an Orchid would be stronger because you've got so many ways to dodge things like the Supernova, waveforming away. You see my point.
Yeah, it definitely wouldn't be a bad pick. I think the Orchid as well as... Oh, never mind. Doesn't get quite close enough to Greymon, who is just trying to get this level 6 from this mid lane. Otherwise, Shadow Strike with a double damage co-op could have been an easy kill. Bottom lane though, Blink Berserker Skull Monk. This time around he is gonna get dunked. Fitzberg did TP in, but thanks to the dunk they have enough movement speed to make their escape. And just Doombringer, full utility. Arcane Woods has the buckler. Only 2 points so far into the Devour as well as mid lane. Oh, Sonic Wave does manage to get the back end of the Lion. But Lion, he's close enough to level 6 anyway, just one more creep and he's gonna have it.
The one thing that I will bring up here, though, is Anxiety is level 11 by a good margin. He's got his level 2 ult. He's been using that to great effect. Level 2 ultimate with Aghanims, which is going to be online in 700 gold, is going to be absolutely insane. Now in comes the Axe Hammer, and there's the dunk. There'll be no more Queen of Pain in this fight. JJ in a bad way as well. There's another dunk. Double kill for Liberi Fatali, as well as the Denial of the Tower. That's about as good as it gets for G8.
Yeah, I also wanted to bring that one up, that although Queen of Pain is doing extremely well, that just means that her head is worth so much more, and that was a 600 wicked streak ended, 600 gold worth. Suddenly, he is still ahead in net worth, but by 1k, not 2k all of a sudden. And also, Axe getting that extra gold is important in the sense that sometimes Axe gets a pretty early blink, yet dies every single time he initiates. This time around, he's probably gonna have the gold maybe to pick up like a vitality booster in 60 gold. To actually tank up a little bit as well to be able to survive his own initiation.
Yeah, I could certainly see that being a good route, getting a vitality booster. It's a good thing and will help him initiate these fights, but it's only flat health. That's my problem with it. It's just flat health from a vitality booster. No stats.
Well, maybe he's going to go for straight off Aghanims. We'll see what his preferred item build will be. But what we know for sure is that Ivy, although they lost the co-op, still ahead by 1k net worth. XP, about 800 for G8 themselves as Axe. Smoked up Smoke will expire, but he might find himself an easy kill on the Dazzle. Although Doom, are we going to see it on the Morphling? Now, he does have a level 3 adaptive strike, and it's gonna get to the really long stun duration. There's the stun coming out, Blink Berserker's Call to follow. He needs some creep as well. Finger of Death was used, Earth Spike to follow, and with the Earth Spike, that's just enough lockdown to make sure no Doom comes out in return. And now, but to want to dazzle, he's the one in trouble. Whirling Axe is completely missed, TP's coming in, the Hex is there. Queen of Pain does have his Sonic Wave in 3 seconds. So I think everybody will be able to escape. Excited, never mind, he's gonna go for a Blink Sonic Wave. Both survive, needs one right click. I think it was 3 HP on Greymon. And Excited blink in, Scream of Pain, but Axe managed to blink out, so in the end, still a pretty nice win as, oh, Anxiety might be in trouble. Spiker will get the Adaptive Strike, Sunray to follow as well, but the Mass Serpent Wars are down. Phoenix, it's about time you make your exit. He's going for the Icarus dive with the Sunray, Blink Berserker's Call, they get the one dunk. Supernova, I think it's gonna go down. Monk, he's focusing on it, he does kill it off. Anxiety, he's still alive, they're gonna go for the Axe next. What are these fights where
But this is the one of the strengths about it though.
Oh, dunk! Oh, doesn't get it off. I think it was just in the range as well, even for level 1 dunk, but died
No,
just
it wasn't.
before.
It wasn't in the range. He didn't get him 50. He was around 263.
I think that was
I've got
after
my,
like
my
a
headset,
Shadow
so it's got
Wave.
intervals.
I think the Shadow Wave got him up to 263 though.
I'm not sure about that.
It
I
might
was
have also
watching
been
the
a
help
thread
pass.
switch.
Could have been a tread switch, but
I mean,
I don't
there was
think
something that got him a
threshold.
little bit extra. But Axe, I mean, it would have took him too long to like raise the Axe for the decapitation anyway.
However, I'm going to bring up a pretty damn big up here. They've got a Crimson Guard on Wong. Crimson Guard is such a powerful item against G8 right now. Consider their physical damage. Troll Warlord is the majority of it. Magical damage, sure, you got the Lion, Finger of Death, yada yada, but this Crimson Guard is going to protect from that Troll Warlord and the Morphling's right clicks quite heavily, even though the Morphling's right clicks in this game aren't that major. It also, I believe, does protect from Counter Helix, because to an extent, since Counter Helix is regarded as physical, but I need to look that one up to confirm. Because I know it's got a weird interaction. It doesn't work on, say, Death Ward, but it does work on, say, the Bristleback Spikes.
Does it?
I believe it does. I mean,
I think
damage
it even
block
might work
works.
with Death Ward. It's
doesn't.
really weird.
It doesn't work on Death Ward, I know that for a fact. Now we get the Blink call in from Fatali, looking for Monk. The Sunray is there as well, burning through everyone. But they need more than this. They need to kill off this Bristle before he can get the Crimson Guard off. There's the safe word, trying to just keep him alive a little bit longer. Shallow Grave doing what it can. It's a dive for nothing. They lose the Troll as well. G8. That was a bad fight for them, but now in the backline, Speaker... Oh, he gets out last second, but Anxiety, it does go deep and gets off 3 kills. Now looking for more, trying to look for Greymon. Does have the mana, but Greymon is juking like a boss right now.
So, although it's in theory nice if you can get the Bristleback down at the start of the fight, they needed the Finger of Death there, and Greymon, I'm not too sure if it was on cooldown at the start of the fight. Maybe he was lacking mana for it, because mana pools are usually an issue for Lion, to be honest. If they had the Finger of Death, that would have been the kill on Bristleback. They needed to get that early on before Ivy managed to react too well. And also there was a defensive weave already at the time they initiated. So Bristle was sitting at like 20 plus armor. They need Magic Burst and it just wasn't there for them. I mean, they don't have that much of it. It's just
That or they need to hit Mong in the face. That's the other thing. You need to hit the Bristleback in the face. You can't.
But that's
hit
why
him
Axe is nice. You force him to just face that way, but only for a certain period of time, as a Sonic Wave was used, just because he can.
I think he's getting a little bit cocky here. It is 16-10 as well, as let's take a quick look up of the gold graph, shall we? 5,000 net worth in favour of Il Vincitore, as well as a 4,000 experience lead. So quite a nice lead for them for now. It's a kind of lead they can build on, but...
I can't believe the stats we just saw. The average Aghanims time, or first item Aghanims for Queen of Pain is 22 minutes. She got to that 15 minutes, but 22 feels like...
The question is
long.
is that an Aghanims across all games or just pro games? Because that sounds like all games to me.
It probably does, because it's not like it costs more than a Orchid does, so... It's like Orchid, 15 minutes timing with power test is nice, so I guess for Aghanims might be the same. But
Yeah,
we do have a
that's
Blade
not
Mail
bad.
picked up on the Axe now. Doesn't give him extra health, but he's definitely going to be able to reflect quite a bit. Also, the armor isn't all that bad. Mass Serpent Wards, Quill Sprays, just Dazzle in general. So this Blade Mail might make a difference, especially if you can somehow bait the Queen of Pain to Sonic Wave you at the time.
It's still a very hard one to do, though. The Anxiety's been playing very well on this Queen of Pain. He's had a good amount of control across the board. I don't see the Blade Mail doing all that much. I think I would have preferred to see the Axe build towards an Aghanim's still. I mean, Aghanim's, it gives you a good amount of stats, it gives you a good amount of health and mana, and it just makes Cull such a powerful spell. But now, well, TP to that bot lane by Mong. He's going to look to defend that up while Anxiety pushes the top lane. And just look at the control and the momentum in
Axe,
favor
where you
right
at?
now.
He's going to get doomed. That was just way too greedy of a play 18 minutes into the game. Early on in the laning phase, you can get away with it because nobody has TPs or anything, but is he going to be able to outrun this? Never mind, Poison Touch comes out, that's going to be enough. War Stomp as well, and well, bye-bye Axe. Gets the Blade Mail off Berserker Skull as well. He's still alive somehow. Assistance is coming, but he's not going to get close enough to the creeps to actually get the deny on himself. And now mid lane,
No, mid lane, they're trying to go into Vans, but the Sunray is there buying some time. You do have the Icarus dive away. They need more, though. Mong is just going to chase this down. There's the Sonic Wave, but last second Supernova. Is this going to be enough, though? Supernova's probably going to go down. Yeah, it's going to be easily picked off by Anxiety and the Queen of Pain. Waveform in by Speaker. Even with the 4.25 second stun, it's nowhere near enough. And now, well, you can eat a Shackles, which is a 2.75. So it's still only level 1 Shackles, but it's more than enough to turn the fight in favor of IV. 3-for-1.
They have just been winning so many fights. I mean, they've been winning every fight almost, I think, for the past 5, maybe even more minutes. Also, at the moment, Morphling did not need to wait for him just because Finger of Death was used to blow up the Doombringer. But that was a little bit uncoordinated, otherwise Morphling need not die there. So a little bit unfortunate that way, but this Queen of Pain is so freaking stacked. Has the Overclap, 2.5k in the bank almost. Might be a BKB next, or do you even... I guess it has to be a BKB, right? Otherwise you already have the Aghanims. You could build a Heaven's Halberd, I highly doubt that one.
It's a BKB. They need to protect against the Finger of Death. I mean, Anxiety...
I guess even the Adaptive Strike with the support Morphling is pretty annoying.
That as well. You get hit by that, you're dead. It's the same, if you remember back in the DAC when we first saw the support Morphling in pro games. It was drafted against a puck. It ruined the puck. Well, it's the same principle for a Queen of Pain.
What is it, 3.75 seconds? Oh, 4.25 seconds, even worse.
Yeah, it's huge.
But now, the tier 1 push is commencing for Garuda Infinity. Liberty Fatale on the Axe. Has a level 2 Culling Blade, but looking at the levels in general, Queen of Pain is 16, and the next 4 heroes are sitting on 11. That's just level 3 ultimate with a 40-second cooldown, doing 575 pure damage.
Indeed it is, and now in comes the Battlefront. They're going to look to try to bring down the top tower, but in the side, oh, in comes the Cull. They get the Dazzle. They're going to need to look for more, though. Mong is now trying to fight up with everyone, and Pittsburgh does eat the bash as Vans. Oh, big Sonic Wave coming in from the Queen of Pain. Ultra kill for Anxiety. What a devastating combination. And still, Speaker, the only one still alive. Can they bring him down? Yes, they can. Could this be a rampage? Oh, no, taken by Mong. Not quite the rampage, but what a show from Il Vincitore and Anxiety.
I mean, that Sonic Wave, it removes, I think, like, almost half HP from everybody.
Pure damage.
Or at least half HP, let's put it like that. For some, it's going to be a tiny bit less, but with Scream of Pain to follow with everything else. Also, nice Mass Serpent Force, locking them in the trees like that. G8, they got the nice initiation. They got the Doom killed off before the ultimate. I think they killed the support there as well, but support just respawn fast anyway. Okay, Quap did near 3,000 damage. That's
600 to everyone through the Queen of Pain ult because it's pure, so we don't need to do any reductions. That 600 alone is ridiculous. Then add on all 5 heroes hit by Scream of Pain, each taking 225 damage. That math adds up. That is sick.
Oh man, they're just pulling so far ahead, and most of it, it's just purely thanks to Anxiety there. Queen of Pain has had such a great game, 17-2-3. Absolutely ridiculous, just KDA for her. And net worth wise, she is looking like, I think it was the draw in the last game. It's just so far ahead of anybody else. Maybe not quite as far, and G8, they are behind about 6k net worth, about 7,500 in XP. So there's still a chance for them. They don't have like any massive wombo combos or anything, and it's not like their late game is super strong considering this Morphling is a support. If this Morphling was a core in addition to the Troll Warlord, it would be a lot easier for them to just turtle and feel safe in their late game.
I'll agree with you on that one. They do have a small bit of combination, but they need a good blink in from Axe on multiple heroes, including that Queen of Pain and the Supernova. And the Supernova needs to detonate. I don't think we've seen a single detonation of Supernova in this entire game.
There's been one, but nobody got hit by it. It was the first Supernova when Bristleback survived. So there's been one detonation, but they didn't connect on anybody.
Now, I'll point out one thing here. The Queen of Pain has got a full blink, full BKB, and now has got another Mithril Hammer. It's going to be a Desolator on the Queen, and I do love this build.
Maelstrom, Mjolnir?
No. This is a Desolator. I put my money on it. More negative armor to feed the negative armor destruction of the Dazzle and the Bristleback.
Man, if it gets Desolator, it's going to be so devastating. There is a Vanguard finally in Axe, but a pretty late one. Phoenix goes for a 23-minute Midas. So wants to get some items, but they're just going to lose a tier 2. And, well, if that Mass Serpent was still ready, I think maybe even a tier 3. I really think they should have saved the Mass Serpent wards. They could have easily just taken the tier 2 even without those, I think. But not a big deal. Not that long of a cooldown. Just wait it out, push out another lane, go for another tier 2. SNY in the meantime will be finished for the Bristleback. Everybody's just getting items for the team. They're even smoking up as 4 now. There's a blink on JJ, has been for a couple of minutes, I believe. And Fitzberg himself on the Doom. What do you even go for next?
On the Doom?
Well, blink. That's
I think, yeah, you go Blink and then you go Shiva's Guard. He's playing the utility role Doom, and I don't blame him. In this game, who's doing all the work? The Queen of Pain and the Bristleback. It's just so useful to have a utility Doom in this case. I wouldn't have been surprised to see Shiva's into Refresher in this game if it goes late, and that's a big if. It'll be up to G8, Garuda Infinity, to do what they can here, and they need to kill this Queen of Pain. Liberi Fatali will lead the charge if they catch this Blink. There's a call. Anxiety's in a lot of trouble now. Waveform in, stun, everything. They burn the Queen. That's exactly what you need to do over and over again, and that's a godlike spree. 773 gold, the way of Speaker.
They definitely were pretty antsy to get that kill. I think they didn't need to use the Finger of Death there, because it was level 1 at the time, but the Blink Earthspike catches the Dazzle if they can get the follow-up. Waveform, they do get the Adaptive Strike, but nobody else is close enough for now, because Axe went towards the sidelines. They want to go for the Doombringer. BKB on Vans as well. Will we have a buyback? Never mind, Queen of Pain does not have it. Supernova, Hex onto Monk as well. This might detonate finally as Pittsburgh does get dunked. Monk now, he's in just middle of so many enemies. Adaptive Strike to stun him up. So low on mana as well in the face. Oh, they need a little bit more with the Sunray. They're gonna have that little bit, I think. Dunk does come out, and that's 4 clean kills. Plus, well, maybe a tier 2 if the creeps come close enough, but that is a massive kill. Or massive fight, rather.
Indeed it is, and there are no buybacks here for Vincitore to really do anything, because they sunk all their money into items. But this is exactly what we need Garuda Infinity to do. They need to initiate well with the Axe. They need to annihilate the Queen of Pain. She cannot be allowed to exist if they want to win a fight. And then they just want to take objectives. We've seen how powerful that is in that last fight. They were, I want to say, 14,000 gold behind? No, not that dire, it seems. They were about 5k behind. Look at the gold jump in favor of Garuda.
Plus they're stealing a double ancient stack as well here, so
yeah,
that's going to mean the gold is maybe not entirely evened out, but close enough to 0.
Yeah, this is near enough a recovery in my mind for Garuda Infinity. They've just had a massive gold swing from the fight. They got a tier 1 and a tier 2, then proceeded to take a double stack Ancients. That's easily a 7k swing, and that brings it back down to neutral near enough.
So the next big objective for them is get the same sort of fight while the Queen of Pain is also there. Because I think IV, they're not going to spread themselves out that thin anymore. They have the Mass Serpent wards. So if they get just one pick off, that's going to be Mass Serpent wards at the tier 3, maybe even Rax if G8 lose too many heroes. Even this early on, looking at the buybacks, nobody has them, so it's IV. If they get a nice jump, this might mean Rax if the Mass Serpent wards are placed at a just nice position. But IV themselves, after that last fight, maybe their just confidence is wavering even by a tiny bit, but that might be enough for them to not go for the just maybe slightly risky play, but go for like a solo pick off straight at the enemy base, and they are going to back off for now. No Roshan for them to take, not even pushing out a tier 2 for now. Slowly, Bristleback is pushing out the lane, but IV, hopefully for them, that one loss of a team fight is not going to just shake them too badly, because after all, they didn't have the Queen of Pain in that fight.
Yeah, but take a look at this. Garuda, they want to do something. They've got that smoke going. They're going to try a wrap around. Oh boy. This is the kind of fight we want to see. They need to get the Queen of Pain, though. It all comes down to the initiation. Can they kill the Queen? They have to fight through the mech. They have to fight through a Crimson Guard. They're going to reveal the smoke in a moment, and we're on. And they're going to leap around even further. Who revealed that? I don't think I didn't know. That was a timeout on the smoke. Now they're behind, and they're behind the enemy, and at this point, IV have no idea. The pings come out, and they're still going for the tier 2. They have no idea what's going on here.
Well,
this could be a hell of a fight in favour of G8, but they need to find the Queen of Pain. Batu will be the first to be found. The Hex is there. Now comes the BKB. Queen of Pain gets a good scream, but there's a better call from the Axe. Supernova ticking down as well. Can they kill the Queen? Yes, they damn well can. Dazzle the fall. Doom goes down as well, just to the sheer right clicks of the Troll. Even when he's doomed, the Troll hurts. Now they're going to look for Mong. The call is there. The Crimson Guard didn't get a good use in this fight, and everything has fallen apart. Axe will fall. Sorry, Axe will bring down one more eventually, the Shadow Shaman, and they only lose a Lion for 4, as well as defend their racks on this lane. Quite the fight there in favour of Garuda.
It's not like Garuda had a perfect initiation or anything. I mean, they got the Dazzle early on, yes. Got to Hex him up, got to stun him up as well. But they didn't get the Queen of Pain to begin with a Hex or anything. Got off the BKB, got the Sonic Wave, which I think only landed on the Troll, so...
Yeah, I did.
They just need more AoE damage, to be honest, IV. They need a better Sonic Wave in that case, and it was the Bristleback. He went towards the left side of the fight, went for the Lion, but that just meant the others are defenseless, like you said. They didn't have a great Crimson Guard in that fight. And, I mean, the comeback is real for now. They haven't even a gold lead. 2500, so not a massive lead or anything for G8 yet, but XP also in their favor, and it's pretty much that way, not for the first time in this game, but for a pretty long portion of the game.
I'll agree to that. I mean, they've finally got that lead going after such a huge amount of time. It's up to G8 to really capitalize off of this one, and we can see in their items they're going for the Sanjin Yasha on the Troll. I would love to see on the Troll at this point an MKB. MKB, extra bashes, all good. Other than that, maybe a crit, but I think MKB might be the better order of business in this game. For the Lion, he's got his Blink Dagger, he's got everything he could possibly want. He's playing the 5 role for his team, as expected. The Axe finally has that Aghanim Scepter coming online, and oh, they could find a kill on the Doom here. Doom tries to play aggressive, but Anxiety's going to blink in, look for anything he can. In comes the Phoenix, so they have the Supernova. Yes, they do. They need to kill Anxiety, though. We've said in these fights they need to focus on Anxiety. The screen comes across 2. Doesn't manage to kill anyone else, but they're going to have to back out just because of this Mass Serpent Ward. Phoenix will detonate and is managed to escape with that refreshed Icarus dive, but no deaths, apart from the Lion, of course, and many ultimates will commit to that fight. Excuse me, Pain, Doom, Weave, Mass Serpent Wards. It's going to delay the push, at least for a little bit.
It's definitely true at the moment, and I think G8 are still fine with how that fight went. Maybe with the Invis they were hoping to get an easy kill themselves, but Liber Fatale, he was so patient with that, even got Sonic Waved while being Invis. But I think had he not gotten the Berserk Skull on both the Queen of Pain and Doombringer, the Troll Warlord would have been dead also to follow up there. So at least they only lose the Lions. Wasn't all that bad. IV themselves probably were hoping for a little bit more as well. But in the meantime, the support Morphling farming up the jungle. I was expecting him to maybe even pick up a Hand of Midas to kind of be able to transition into a semi-carry at the very least later on. Let's have a Eul Scepter for now, another 1.6k gold. What do you even build if you're the Morphling now?
For the Morphling at this point, well, we've already got the Euls. I would actually say consider a Sheepstick. He's not going to be going for damage this game. He's not built for it at all. He needs to build for control. And the best form of control you can get is a sheep if you can find the money. It's a big, tall order item, but it could do a lot of work in this case. I believe they already have the mechanism on the Phoenix. Yes, they do. And I can't see a Crimson Guard being built on anyone other than the Axe who already has it. So you really
I want to
can
ask
only go
you,
for big ticket.
Queen of Pain. How long of a time ago did she get that first Miffle Hammer?
Quite a long time ago. She got that at, I think, 23, 22, something around there. She's had a very slow time building it. She did buy the recipe, so I'm right on the Desolator, but still having no item progression in that long, that hurts.
Roshan also will respawn in 50 seconds time. A rather long respawn, 10.5 minutes altogether. But Lion in the meantime also picking up a gem for their team, so they're gonna want to make sure that there's no map control at all for Ivy. It's gonna make their initiation that much harder if you're a Doombringer, for example, and I have to say, 33 minutes into the game, have you felt this Doombringer have an impact? I mean, maybe with the mech in the fight, but I haven't seen too many Dooms at all. There's just been so many fights that he's died before being able to use it.
The mech has had more of an impact than the hero itself in my mind, which is never a thing you want to hear. The mech use has been pretty damn good. The dooming the troll didn't really accomplish anything in the previous fight. I could say if you could catch a doom on the Phoenix before he can supernova, that would be ideal. Or if you can doom the axe and keep him out of a fight. Both of these are good options, but right now we're going to be building a Aghanims on the doom, so that's going to at least force a hero out of the fight completely, but I'm wondering at this point if there wouldn't have been a better hero other than the Doom, since he didn't have a presence on lane, considering he was forced defensive the entire time. You could have probably got away with a Bounty Hunter and had a much better impact with Track, or maybe even a Clockwork, because he would have been able to do something on that offlane. A Doom, however, it doesn't feel like it's enough.
I mean, I think the offlane probably wouldn't have been great for anybody at all, considering it was up against an axe. Or at least most melee heroes. Wind Ranger, maybe so, but then there's the Lion to come in with just Hex Surge Spike anyway. So I'm not sure how many offlaners would have had like a great time on the lane, but Doombringer, that's why I think as well that we see so often Doombringers building into Midas. Just to make the gold flow coming. He didn't even max out Devour early on, or even late on, to be honest. So this Doombringer, yes, the Doom is a great ability, but is it a good enough of an ability to just turn things around while you don't have any items to really do anything else?
No, I wouldn't say so. Unless you can catch the perfect Doom in the perfect position, there are better single spells and single heroes that are far more useful. I mean, Elder Titan, for example. Maybe not in the case of this draft, but certainly one that comes to mind.
So at the moment we have a Desolator Queen of Pain with a double damage bottled up. If ever one hero gets slight out of position, gonna be hard times for them, I think. But also Monk up to 5.8k gold. This Bristleback is hoarding up gold. Is it AC next? Heart of Tarrasque? I don't think he'll go for Pipe, probably not. Maybe Abyssal Blade?
Abyssal Blade is what I would think. Abyssal would be a very strong one right now, and it's going to be a Hyperstone, so we're going to look for the Assault Cuirass instead. Full AC purchased immediately by Mong. I suppose that one answers that question. But now with this AC, with a Desolator, with Weave, you've got all of this negative armor, as well as with Nasal Goo, but we need to see a fight where this negative armor can really have an impact. Since a lot of the time we're just seeing the lockdown from the axe, as well as the stun from the Morphling, causing too much havoc for IV to really deal with. But right now they've waited a few minutes, they've got more items online, Desolator AC, that's negative 11 armor alone on a target. So that's going to be very nice. They've got, what other items have come up in the last few minutes? Ewel's, I believe, on JJ. They've got, on that Doom, of course, near a full Aghanims. They have a good shot in the next fight, but it all comes down to that positioning and starting point again.
Well, it's just, initiation is always key, especially with such heroes on the map. And I think, yeah, there's only one BKB at the moment for IV as well. So anybody else but the Queen of Pain. 4.25 second stun, especially now that Morphling has a Blink as well. Blink, yeah. Adaptive Strike. It's not the cleanest of stuns in a sense that it's going to push them back a little bit as well, which might end up hurting G8 a tiny bit, but still, like, Blink, almost instant 4.25 second stun, not too bad at all. And if that doesn't work, there's always a Blink Hex to follow up by the Lion. So initiation for G8, they probably have the upper hand in that. And Anxiety, just so much hinges on his shoulders. He's had a great game, definitely slowed down quite a bit in the past couple of minutes, but that Sonic Wave is still pretty scary to go up against my Lion. You have 910 health. You're gonna lose 575 of it from one spell.
Yeah, it's going to be quite a big impact, but the follow-up is what's necessary. Anxiety can easily kill off the Lion if you can catch him. Got the BKB to avoid the Hex, so they have the ability to. It just comes down to the positioning of the fight, as I started before. I mean, other than that, Queen of Pain, I would really like to see a Sheep Stick. Sheepstick could make or break the game for IV at this point. It's one of those big ticket items that can just deal with the Phoenix or deal with that axe in the same manner that a Bash would. Sheepstick is just so powerful an option here.
Definitely agree with you there. I mean, Sheepstick is literally never a bad item to go for, I think. Just a blink, especially if you have a blink. I mean, whether it's be a blink as the item or a built-in blink with a skill. Just immediate disable is always nice to have. But Monk already up to another 2.3k gold. G8, they don't really seem ready to go for a fight, or at least not willing or wanting to go for one. They do have a smoke on the courier though. So I think maybe they're waiting for that, or maybe were they waiting for another item to come out? I don't think anybody's finished up an item just within the past couple of minutes. Skadi maybe being built on Vance, but doesn't quite have it yet.
Skadi would be good, I would agree, but a Manta I think might be a slightly better choice. He disassembles the Sanjin Yasha, but look how aggressive they're being with that Bristleback. Anxiety starting to set up. Look at the negative armor and how quick the tower melts, especially with these Mass Serpent wards. They need to deal with these wards. Now in comes the blink onto Mong, but there's the Queen of Pain. That's a good ult for her, but they need more. Just look how much damage is being thrown out, though, by G8. They managed to get one kill. They're going to bring down Greymon. A couple of right clicks from Anxiety is huge, though. And Van's taking a lot of right click as well. Another call, looking to bring Mong further into the base, but the racks are still falling. This is a big problem here. The Lion's still the only death, but they need to find a good initiation, and soon. In comes the Phoenix, trying to do something with the Icarus dive. Does have the Supernova, but can't find a good fight. Now they're going to come in with that axe once again. They don't catch anyone with this call, but now comes the Supernova. They need to bring down that Supernova if they want any hope of getting these racks, but now, well, it's not going to detonate. Or is it? Yes, it does. Pittsburgh gets stunned. They're all stunned. This is a huge turnaround in favor of Garuda. They managed to cull 2. Liberi looking for more. They just chase down everyone. Anxiety in a bad way now as well. He doesn't have the mana to get out of this. He's culled. Triple kill for Liberi Fatali off what I thought would have been a complete disaster for G8. They turn it around with a last second explosion of that egg. Wow.
I must admit, when I saw the egg, the Phoenix pulling in the axe into the egg,
one hit left on it.
I was like, you just killed the axe by pulling him into the egg. But they completely turned things around. They're gonna get the tier 1, no backdoor protection on that. Glyph does come out as Liberi Fatali finishes up a Maelstrom, so I guess Mjolnir will be the next choice, but what a turnaround. I guess IV, they weren't quite ready to focus on the egg, or they made the unified decision to focus the egg just a millisecond late, pretty much. Was it really one attack?
One attack would have killed that egg.
What a bummer for them, really. That couldn't have gone any worse. Oh, wow. And that was them fighting into the Aegis. Lion died rather early in the fight as well. I thought when the Lion died, it's like, okay, that's horrible. Lion doesn't have buyback. Now, suddenly, they've reached tier 3s with the Battle Trance, dropping them low. Queen of Pain still down for 17 seconds. Do they stay around for racks? Well, sure looks like it. Oh, they get the Blink Hex on JJ. Berserker's Call to follow as well. Shadow Shaman down. Of course, that's a few less seconds that the Queen of Pain will survive. Blink 2 up onto Deja Vu Knight. They want to get the racks so bad. PK beat up as well. Everybody else should try to back off Vance. He's really going for a kill now. Just get the racks, dude. Get the racks. Why are you killing a Bristleback? That's not good. Vance will get the racks just before Steph. Spica even came in just to help out a tiny bit. But that was too close. They almost even didn't get the racks, to be honest.
Yeah, they needed those racks, and I believe, yeah, that was a melee rack, so that's going to be a very good thing here. But, of course, the mid racks on the dire side of the map is exposed, and they're still incredibly low, especially that range racks. We could look for a counter push mid now, and a buyback might be necessary here from the Troll and from the Morphling, respectively.
Yeah, but I'm not entirely sure if just going that hard for the racks was even worth it. Maybe should have backed out after they got the kill on Shadow Shaman, because if they hadn't gone for the kill and purely focused on the racks, it might have been fine for them to get racks and back off, but since they went for the kill as well, that was just even a couple of seconds meant that the Queen of Pain will be once again alive. And, well, Morphling buys back. Blink Berserker's Call does catch the Bristleback. Needs a little bit more though. Needs some backup. Sunray will provide that one. As Adaptive Strike will stun up Anxiety. Do they have the follow-up stuns as well? Blink Hex? No, not gonna happen. So, they're just buying time for the Troll not to have to buy back.
They just need to protect for another 15 seconds, which they should easily be able to do. The Crimson Guard has been used, so that won't be available if they want to push in still. What else is still on cooldown? They have no weave for another 15 seconds. Of course, weave's short cooldown is quite necessary, and they might be just waiting anyway for the Doom. The Doom is up in 8 seconds. With the Doom, they could look just to push in, but Troll is now alive, and this suddenly becomes a whole lot more difficult. BKB popped by Mong. Greymon will just fall. Now in comes Liberati. That's the call on JJ. Now they're going to try to bring down the Axe, but that's not a good target to focus. As in comes Vance. He's going to try to chop down Batu. Batu left on no health, now turn on anxiety. Bash, Lord, Troll. Can he get him? No, he can't. He gets out last second. But a couple more right clicks will still finish him off. There's the Doom thrown onto Vance. Is it going to be enough to save the Queen? Yes, it is for now, but the Skadi slow still slowing down Pittsburgh, and, well, Vance just needs to rotate away. They protect their Axe again, and they force the Queen of Pain out. They are dealing with the Queen every damn time, and Pittsburgh still will take the fall. A call and a godlike for Libri for Tally.
Oh god. Vance, he ran back in, and I'm not sure, well, I guess he's gonna survive anyway, so it doesn't matter that much, with the mech being there as well to help out. But Vance, I thought once he got doomed that he's gonna die.
No,
I was so certain of it. Of course, they were so clutch in keeping the Queen of Pain alive as well. Troll Warlord, he was just 1v3. He was literally 1v3 man up mode. Just because Bristleback, he was so far from the others. And Sonic Wave had already been used. I don't think it even connected on the Troll. I think the only one to get hit was the Morphling. And suddenly Roshan is up. They're gonna go for it as well. So far not too fast, and that was once again all without the Lion, without the Finger of Death. Lion made a huge mistake in running into the Bristleback like that, to be honest, but in the end, they defend. It works out for them. They're gonna get Roshan. That's a cheese as well. Yes, it is. And there's double damage on Axe. Maybe not the best hero to have it, but Aegis Vance, Troll Warlord, he must feel kind of invincible with this one.
Considering Aegis, 3,000 health. Sajin Yasha, look at his move speed, 514. This is ridiculous coming out of the Troll. And this is the thing about the Troll. You get him these items, he can just be that frontline, I'm going to kill everyone. It is the glory of the spell Battle Trance. And it's sort of why I do like the hero. It's the Fury Warrior incarnate.
And how can you not love a Bash Lord? Just...
If he had got one more bash onto that Queen of Pain, that would have been it.
Yeah, I think he got stunned up. I'm not too sure what stunned him. It might have been that War Stomp of the Doombringer there that made it so that the last right click or two didn't go into the Queen of Pain. But Replicate is scouting things out. They're trying to bait it out with a Lion Replicate. Oh god, Ivy. How far they've fallen from the place they were. I mean, they weren't that far ahead, but they just had so much momentum, like 22 minutes into the game. But from that point onwards, G8, they've been just slowly but surely edging their way, and they have a pretty massive lead by now.
Yes, they do. And this is the big problem. This lead is dwindling very quickly as another tower falls in favor of Garuda Infinity. G8 just having all of the power in the world. This is huge. You were saying, it is such a fall from grace. That Queen of Pain was a monster. Now I wouldn't say she's irrelevant by any
She hasn't gotten a single kill ever since minute like 25.
And now in comes the blink. After the wave was used just to clear the creep wave, JJ in a bad way, bashed down by the Troll. And now looking for more. Vance will pop the Aegis in the back of the base. You've got Pittsburgh in the front line. Aegis going to be coming back up any second, and they need to deal with the Duke, or at least protect Vance, as he's getting brought down by the Bristleback. This isn't a good thing for G8. They need to protect this Troll, and the Troll will still fall. But Liberati does manage to get the Beyond Godlike, bringing down the Doom, but the Doom was just a, quite literally, big sack to beat on while they killed off the Troll. There's another cold... No, another in the way of the Axe, and now, well, Axe is starting to fall. This is the problem. Buyback by the Troll. He's going to bring in with a boot to travel. They're going to go on anxiety and bash there. Troll Warlord cleans up another, but instant buyback by the Queen of Pain. In comes the Bristleback of Mong once more, trying to do something, but he has to leave considering all of the power in the world of that supernova. But another scream, another Sonic Wave wasted. They're going to bring down Mong. If they bring down this Bristle, it might all be over if he doesn't have a buyback. There's the Cole. He does have a buyback. Instantly he comes back up. Batu, going to be the focus. He goes down. One more bash. Bash everything to death is what Vance wants to do and will succeed. They get the tier 3. They're going to look for a second full set of racks. They're doomed down. They're dazzled down. Can they 3v5 it? It'll be very hard, and they need to prioritize the right things with the target calling, as both teams' Crimson Guards are used. Now comes JJ, gets the instant hex, the mass support wards are used. They're going to try to focus down anyone they can, but they're just not having a good time. Anxiety will get the Lion at least, but In the backlines, JJ will shackle in Liberty Fatale. If they can bring the axe down, that's going to be a huge gold swing. He's worth, I think, about 1,100 gold. Another Sonic Wave used, and they're bringing him down. 878 gold for the Queen alone. Bristleback will bring down the Troll Warlord outside the base. No, in the base, at the tier 3 of the top tower. That's another rack stented. Oh, big trouble here for IV, but they defend for now. Wow, what a fight.
Oh, Phoenix might be in some trouble. Never mind. Tanky enough to just survive against Anxiety, but they did not get the melee Rex down. They will start regening up on the bottom lane. G8, maybe they sent the Troll War top side a little bit too early. Then again, Troll did not have buyback, so I think he went top just to avoid a proper fight. But Troll still dead, 77 seconds. Ivy, if they can go up, Blink, he will sit there for the Morphling. Does he have a replicate anywhere? Doesn't look like it. Does have his... Oh, he's even gonna get doomed, okay. They wanted this kill. Another hero down without buyback. So 60 seconds, Ivy. Can they get to the enemy axis? Oh, what? Monk? He's going man mode. Activates his BKB as well. Icarus dive. This might not be enough to save the Shovel Knight, but the Blink sure as hell will be. Did not finish up the range Rex either, although it got pinged out. But the lanes are pushing in. 50 seconds for the Troll. 57 for the Morphling. This might just be enough time to possibly go for like Ancient.
I was considering it. If they can do something to the enemy base before that Troll resurrects, then it was a bad choice to send that Troll top lane. If the Troll resurrects before IV can do anything, that's huge, but one right click will bring down that range Rex. Now they're going to try to bring down Deja Vu, but that's not an easy thing to do when you've got Greymon protecting the Phoenix with everything he can. Where's the axe though? They need the axe in these fights. He's going to buy time. JJ does get caught. Cole, not enough. Cole doesn't hit, but it's got, of course, only got a 10-second cooldown at this point with that Aghanims. Hell, it's a 6-second cooldown. Now in comes the Queen of Pain. She's going to obliterate the creep wave. They're going to try to finish off these melee racks in the mid. They're going to pop the glyph, going to buy some time. In comes the axe. Doesn't catch the call, but they're going to instead turn around and try to beat on Mong a little bit. Yules into the air onto that Queen of Pain. Can they answer this, however? Where's the fight going to come from? Queen of Pain does have a scream in 20 seconds and a couple of right clicks. Oh, that almost will kill the Morphling. In fact, Anxiety will go full ham and bring down the Morph. Dominating spree for her, but Mong will go down to the Troll. The Troll is up, bashing down Fitzberg. Everyone has to die. The Troll is here, and everyone starts to fall. But now they hold their melee racks in the mid lane. That's the important thing. The melee racks still stand, and the Troll is back up. So it's now 4 barreling down the mid lane. They want to end this. G8 on the verge of taking the game. There are no buybacks available at all for Vincitore, and this could be an absolute disaster for them after having such a strong lead.
I think this might just be GG just because Troll Warlord. I mean, he's missing some health, but he's still sitting up to 2.2k gold. He has some lifesteal as well with the Mask of Madness of all items, although Queen of Pain does get himself a Hex. Though, I mean, I feel they just need the Bristleback to fight. Roshan will be checked, but it's not going to be up for another guaranteed minute and 50 seconds. They are though pushing just out the bottom lane for now. I'm not too sure why they just don't ball down mid lane. Go to the bottom, finish up Rax, and back the hell out. Just with the battle trance, Rax would have gone down so easily. Picking up a double damage.
I agree.
Instead.
They've done that immediately. It's 50 seconds until that Bristleback comes up. If the Bristleback revives, it's a wasted opportunity. If they just went mid lane, Rax would be dead. That's it.
Well, they might still get it with this double damage. I mean, Troll with the battle trance. He's gonna make quick work of it. There's no fortification.
With the battle trance, it should be more than enough, and just look how quickly they melt this DD Troll Warlord. Down goes the melee racks, now the range racks taking a beating. There's only a single range racks left on that top lane. They need to do something, and they need to do it now, but the Hexa goes on to Anxiety. The Bastion starting to wind up, but there's the Finger of Death. Is it enough? They protect the Queen. She blinks out last second. That's going to buy her a little bit of time, as well as a stun coming through from the from Fitzberg. Just a Centaur Stomp on 3, that bought more than enough time, but now, well, there's the Phoenix, and that Phoenix Sun going to revive any second with all of those cooldowns available once more. Now in comes the Yules onto that Doom. He tried to blink forward to get something, but couldn't manage it. Fitzberg going to be the focus here, does get called as well. They want to just finish off this Doom before he can do anything major, and he's got no mana anyway. The Lion just taking it all away. This is going to be a complete turnaround, but then again, in comes Mong. He has the physical damage, and he can match anyone toe for toe right now. 2 swings, that's going to be enough there, but oh, Vans split pushes again. Mega creeps now up against IV. This is going to be quite difficult for them to do anything with, but they're going to still focus on Lassie. They can bring him down, that's going to be good. Down goes the axe. That's another 425 gold for that kill, and no buyback on the axe, of course. So they could go for a GG push. Now, Speaker in a bad way. A couple of right clicks from this Doom. Going to be more than enough. But a replica out. Is that going to be enough to keep him alive? He waveforms up to the high ground. He's just wasting the enemy's time at this point. Mong has to chase him down and will do so. One big right click. 437 damage will finish off that Morphling. And GG is called by IV. They're not even going to go for the death push.
I don't think they would have what it takes to even kill off the creep waves and get to the enemy base like that, probably, but... Well, again, G8, they just held on, came back, and, to be honest, made some, like, possible mini throws here as well. A couple heroes going in too deep, dying, but didn't matter, G8, they win the game. Our bets are safe. But of course, we didn't have anything other than just words on the bet. I mean, we didn't bet any items or something, but... G8 taking a series 2-0. That is their first 2-0 victory, I do believe, in 4 games for this season's Join Dota League. So before that, 1-1 every single time. This time, finally getting a 2-0 under their belt. But guys, this was it for now. I do believe we're done. We may have some more later on in the evening, we'll see. But for now, we're done. So thank you so much for tuning in. Hopefully you enjoyed the casting as well as the games both. If you did, be sure to check out HeflaTV on our Facebook and Twitter. It's HeflaTV for both. If you want to know when we're going live in the future, and if you like the casters, at Coucher for me, at Mr. Blackadder for my co-caster. And any last words, Black?
No, I look forward to more of these two teams, though. That was a really good slobberknocker of a match. You know me, I love fights. But other than that, I'm going to go grab some food, and then I think I might stream some Dota on my channel. You're welcome to join me if you want, Coucher.
That's also Mr. Blackadder, right?
Yeah.
So check him out. He's going to start streaming some Dota. Maybe he's going to get Heflamok to rage with him, who knows, but...
Oh god, no. No.
Well, for now guys, this is it, so have a good one.
Peace out, guys.